All right. So in this case, we are going to consider a typical question paper, which is as a preparation as we are having the tests that we are writing. So it's unfortunate that some of us have already written the tests. Some of us, we are still yet to write our tests. So this is as a request. I was actually not planning to work on this. To be honest, I was not planning to work on this because we did not do the topics together for term one. Like guys, it was a lot. We had to work on your seniors, but I managed to talk about the topics for your term two. So make sure that you go through the video, which I uploaded on the term two, so that you prepare yourselves for those who feel like uh, they need much preparation. The holiday, I said it is there for your preparations. So, anyways, guys, make sure that you go through that. So, like I said, I'm just going to revise these questions with you. So some of the ways we might see them just differing depending with the way that you are having or that you have been taught at school, because we did not manage to have these questions, the topics together. So, guys, I'm just going to work out the way that I feel like you can just understand for the sake of time that we have. All right, so make sure that you go through your instructions and information. Read the following instructions carefully before answering the questions. All right, so everything that you're given there, make sure that you go through these instructions, especially that you may use an approved scientific calculator, non-programmable and non-graphical. So as long it is a scientific calculator, which is not part of this, as long it is non-programmable and non-graphical, you're allowed to use that. All right. So clearly show all the calculations. If necessary, round off to two decimal places unless otherwise stated in case that you're using your calculator. So this is it, guys. On question number one, we are given question number, all right, the question items, then the mark allocation. So this is a multiple choice. Choose the letter with the correct answer. All right. So you're going to choose EG for an example. 1.1, the answer is E with just an example, this one. All right. So let us consider the first part on 1.1. The car travels a distance of 80 kilometers. We are given a distance of what? 80 kilometers in 30 minutes. Calculate its average speed in 30 minutes. Take note the answers: kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour. Our time is supposed to be in what? In hours. Remember 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes, we do understand in terms of time. Guys, in an hour, we've got what? 60 minutes. Remember that. So 30 minutes is simply half of an hour. This one. It's a half of an hour. If we had to present it, was going to be 30 over 60 times 1. So that's 30 over 60, a half. That's half an hour. Half an hour. So this is the condition. Our time is half, 1 over 2 of an hour, or 0.5. It's supposed to be in hours. So remember, from our DST diagram, this one, we can calculate whatever that we want: distance, speed, and time. What is it that we are asked to calculate? The average speed. You cover that. So it'll be what? Distance over time. Distance over this. So your average speed is equal to distance over time. So what is our distance? 80. over what? The time, which is 1/2. So remember your division. If you are given a fraction like this, on a division, you introduce a multiplication. So that's 80 times. So you take the numerator as it is this one. All right, sorry for that. So you're going to take our numerator, this one, as it is, times. Then we interchange, or we invert the second fraction. So we're going to change this. So 2 is going to be on top. So it will be 2/1. So remember, under multiplication, you can multiply together 80 times 2. That is what? 160, or 2 times 0 there. That's a 0. 2 times 8, which is what? 16. So that is 160 kilometers per hour. Remember, speed. So this is exactly what we have on this part. 160 kilometers per hour, which is on what? On C. So that is what you're going to have, guys. All right. So to prove this, we can use our calculator, guys. Oh, okay. This one, guys, we could have just used our calculator direct, because it's 1 mark question that we have. It's multiple choice. Yeah, I just want you to know how to calculate. But you could have just used your calculator. Speed is distance over what? Time. Our distance is 80, so that's 80 over. Our time is 1/2 as a fraction, so you must have that one open bracket, then you have 1 over this one, over a 2. So close that bracket. This is going to give us what? 160. So as you can see, same answer as what we're having. So that is how we could have worked it. All right, the same part on this one. It's a multiple choice, this one. So they don't even need your calculations there. All right. So in case of calculations, guys, we're going to talk about that in terms of for the sake of time. So there, just use your calculator, multiply, as it is 13. That's 13, 13,78 times 2,11, like this. So this will give us what? 29,0758, which is on what? Which is on B. So multiple choice, guys, does not even need a lot. All right. 1.3, we are given a bag was bought for 250 Rand. All right. And is sold for 350. As you can see, there is an increase here. There is an increase from 250 to 350. There's an increase. So the question is, calculate the percentage increase. So what is the percentage increase? That is the question. What is our increase first? The increase is the difference that we are going to have our selling minus the buying price. That is the increase. So that's the 350 minus what? 250. You can even use your calculator, guys, for that. 350 minus 250, like this. You're going to obtain 100. So there is an increase of what? 100. Remember, this is the money in what? In Rand. So this is what you have there. Our increase. But the question is percentage increase. Since you have the increase, which is 100, you are going to say, therefore, percentage increase, all right? Percentage increase is equal to what? Our increase of what? 100, as it is over the original amount that you had, which is your buying price, this one, 250, times, remember, as a percentage, you must multiply to 100%. So you are writing this as a percentage, guys. On this one is 1 mark. Use your calculator there. 100, like this, over what? 250. You move aside, times 100, like this. You're going to obtain 40. So this is what? 40%. So our increase, percentage increase is what? 40% on C. Just like that. All right. Calculate the value of this. You can also use your calculator to simplify this, guys. All right. But just for the sake of revision, What is it that we have here? We can simplify. Remember our board mass. Brackets off. Brackets. There are brackets in the inner brackets there. So what do we have in the inner brackets? So it's going to be 5 minus, we simplify what is inside, 8 minus 16, remember? That's negative 8 plus a 5. All right? Minus and a minus. Remember, a negative, that's a positive. So meaning to say it was going to be 5 plus minus and a minus, that's a plus. So that's 5 plus 8 plus a 5 like this, of which under addition, we can even start to add these numbers. 5 plus 5, that is a 10, plus what? Plus this 8 that we are seeing. So 10 plus 8 was going to give us what? 18, just like that. So that is on B. All right. So this one, you can even use your calculator to prove this as it is. All right. So that one is the outer bracket. This one, you can, yes, you can even indicate that one is not a problem. So you can open the bracket like this as it is. 5 minus, you open a bracket, there is 8 minus 16. Close the bracket, plus a 5, like this. You close that bracket, this one, at the end. So this was going to give us what? 18. As we can see, you can simply use your calculator to verify that one. Even this one, you can even use your calculator, guys. This is section A. We've got multiple choice, just 1 mark there. So square root of what? 0.25 is equal to what? 1 over 2. You can change it to a decimal. Press this SD. It's going to be what? 0.5. So this is this one. Or how do we find this? Remember, there are so many ways. The square root of 0.25. There are so many ways. We can have it as a fraction. Remember, as a fraction, this is the whole number that we're going to write it as a whole number. 25 over what? How many decimal places, how many digits after the comma? 1, 2. So it's over 100. But it is under the square root like this. It is under the square root. So that we can determine the square root of 25, which is 5. The square root of 100, which is what? Which is 10. So now we can divide 5 divided by 10, or 10 into this. That's 0.10 into 50. That is what? A 5. So as you can see, the same answer there. So on how to simplify, there are so many ways, guys. Some we can even consider to say, you just find the square root of the whole number, this one. You ignore everything. You find the square root of what? 25, which is 5. Then for the number of digits that you're going to have, like for these decimals, I mean, not the digits, but the decimals that you have after the comma, you divide this like 1, 2. There are 2 of them. So you divide by the number that is inside the root, like 2 over 2, which is what? 1. So you must have 1 decimal place. So it must be 0.5. That is, this one you must be knowing how to simplify this one. Or you use this one, or you can just use your calculator. Since this one, it's on multiple choice, it is even enough like that. On question number 2, we are given this part on our whole numbers, 13 marks. 2.1, write 124 as a product of its prime factors, 124. So also our calculator can give us this. Remember, you can do this. 124 is equal to, all right? You just ignore like that. Then this is what you do. Shift, you go to this fact button, this one. So shift, then you go to this fact, this one, you press it. As you can see, it can give you 2 to the power of 2 times 31. You have the answer there. 2 to the power of 2 times what? Times 31. But let's say I do not know this. What can I do? All right. This is our number, 124. So remember, we can simply use the prime factors to say 124 prime factors, prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. These are the prime numbers. Divisible by 1 and itself. Exactly by 1 and itself. 1 is not there. So meaning to say we can start with 2. All right, let's divide by what? By 2. 124 divided by 2, you can even use your calculator, or you can even divide direct. 12 divided by 2, that's 6. 4 divided by 2, that's a 2 there, right? Again, we can see that 2 can work. You can divide by 2. 62 divided by 2, that's 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 2 divided by 2, that's a 1. So as we can see, guys, we do not have any number that we can use because 31 is a prime number also. It is a prime number, this one. We do not have factors here. So we are going to have just 31 as it is. So this is what we have. So this 124 can be written as 2 times 2, like this. 2 times 2 times what? 31. Which is the same way as this one that we wrote there as what? 2 to the exponent of 2 times 31. Just like that. All right, moving on to the other question that we are given on 2.2, it was find the HCF, the highest common factor of what? 24 and 32. So remember, this must be common between these two numbers, the highest common factor. All right, so let's have our numbers as a product of their prime factors. So that's 2.2. We've got the numbers 24 and 32. So as a product of its, their prime factors, these numbers that we are given, just like the previous case, we are going to start, remember our prime numbers, guys, I was listing 2, 3, 5, and so on and so on. That's 7, 11. So you're going to start with 2. 24 divided by 2, that's a 12. Again by 2. 12 divided by 2, that's a 6. You can use your calculator, guys. By 2. 6 divided by 2, that's a 3. We can see that 2 cannot work. So we move on to 3. 2, 3, 5. So we move on to 3. 3 divided by 3, that's a 1. Until you get a 1. All right. So this is it. We move on to 32. We do the same thing. So 32, that's 2 into this, which is 32 divided by 2, that's 16. 2 again, 16 by 2, that's 8. By 2, 8, that's 4. By 2, that's 2. By 2, that's 1. So as we can see, we can have the highest common factor by looking into this to say 2 here is common. We can also move on to this. 2 here is common. We can also move to this one. 2 here is common. So the HCF will be these numbers. 2 times 2 times 2, which is what? Which is 8. What is common? Or you can have your numbers written like this. This 24 that we are seeing is same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. The 32 that we are seeing here is same as 2. It is multiplying itself 5 times, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 2 here is common, right? The 2 here is common. The 2 here is common. These ones are not common. So the HCF is supposed to be common throughout. So there's this 2, all right? There's also this part of 2. There's also this part of 2. You multiply those together. So 2 times 2 times 2 like that is going to give us what? 2 times 2, that's 4, times 2, which is 8. You could have written these numbers as a product of their prime factors in index form. Another way. This is another way that you could have even obtained your HCF. 24, this number that we are seeing, can be written as what? Remember, 2 here is multiplying itself how many times? 1, 2. That's 1 here. 2, 3. That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the exponent of 3, times these 3 that we are seeing. The 32 that we are seeing here is same as what? How many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 to the exponent of 5. So if you write your numbers this way, how do you determine the highest common factor? Remember, the number has to be common, and we must take the one that has got the smallest exponent or the smallest power. So as we can see, 2 here is common. But which one has got the smallest power? It's this one, 2 to the power of 3, compared to this one. 2 to the power of 3 is the one that has got the smallest power. So this is the one that you're going to take, 2 to the power of 3, which is what? Which is 8. 2 times 2 times 3, 3 times. Just like that. So guys, there are so many ways. I do not know which way that you can use, but that is how the questions can be given. As you can see, this one is a repetition, 2.3, the LCM. The LCM of 12 and what? 18. So in the same manner, you can do that. So for the LCM, it's just going to be a different way, but the same way of having the product of prime factors by 2. 12 divided by 2, that's 6. 2 again, 6 by 2, that's 3. 3 into 3, that's 1. 18, 2. 18 divided by 2, that's going to give us what? 9. 3, that's a 3. And 3, that's a 1. So as we can see, 12 here is same as what? 2 is multiplying itself 2 times. So it's 2 to the exponent of 2 times 3. On 18, this is what? 2 as it is times 3 times 3, which is 3 to the exponent of 2. So the HCF has to be, this time is the LCM. As for the LCM, remember this is the multiple, the lowest common multiple. It must contain all the numbers that are there, or it must have all these numbers as they are. But where we have such a condition like the numbers are common, like there's a 2, there's also a 2, you must take the one where we have got the highest power or the highest exponent. But remember, I said every number has to be there, every number that you see. Meaning to say 2 as it is appearing on these numbers, it has to be there. The one that has got the highest power is this one. Compared to this, you take the one that has got what? The highest power, the biggest. So that's 2 to the power of 2. On 3, the one that has got the highest power, this one. 3 to the power of what? 2. So that's it. 2 to the power of 2, which is 4 times 3 to the power of 2, 3 times 3, which is 9. So multiplying this, we're going to get 36. So just like that, this is your LCM. All right, 2.4 divide 500 Rand between Molen and Lloyd in the ratio 6:4. So there are 2 people that are to be given this amount. We have to share in this ratio. So one is going to get 6 parts. Another one is going to get 4 parts out of this amount that they are sharing. All right, so that's 2.4. So they are sharing what? A total of what? Of 500 Rand. This is the total they are sharing. The total they are sharing. So to have a total share, we must have a total also on the ratio. 6 plus 4, which is what? Which is 10. So according to our ratio, our total is what? Is 10. This is what we have. So how do we share? It follows that 1, which has got 6, is going to be 6 out of the total from the ratio. It's 6 out of what? Out of 10 times the total amount they are sharing, which is 500. This is the share of 1. So in this order, it means you're going to get this one followed by this one. That is according to their order. You can even use a calculator. That's why they said you can even use a calculator. Just like that. So in this case, what were we going to have? All right. Just gonna do this. All right. Let's hope it's not gonna affect our calculations, guys. All right. I want this calculator to come this side, guys. You know these calculators. All right, no problem. So this is our condition here that I want us to understand very much. It is very much important. All right, let's, I was just not supposed to use this calculator. But anyways, 6 out of, or 6 over what? Over 10 times 500. So this is 300. So this is the first share, meaning to say someone was going to get 300. Another part, it's 4. Out of what? The total ratio times what are they sharing, the total 500. Just like that. So meaning to say we're going to have a 4 in place of a 6. You were going to put a 4 there. All right. In place of a 6, you're going to put a 4. So it was going to give us what? 200. So as we can see, that is what we're going to have, guys. And if you add these two, you must get exactly the amount they are sharing, 500. So 300 plus 200, that's 500. So this is how these questions can be given as. And on another part, we are given 2.5. A packet of apples cost 22 Rand, excluding VAT. The value added tax is not there. Excluding means that it's not there. So the question is, what will the price of the apples be once 14% VAT is added to the price? Once we add the 14% VAT. So this is it, guys. There is a percentage increase, meaning to say the original amount, this one, is 22. This is our original amount, 22 Rand. But there is value added tax. It's a tax which is added 14%. So that's 14 over what? 100. Remember how you remove the percentage times this amount of 22 Rand. 14% of that. So that's 14 over what? Over 100 times 22. So this was going to give us 3,08. So this is what we have, 3,08. This is our VAT, the value added tax, the added, supposed to be added. Remember, it was not there in the first place. Now, this is our VAT, this one, our value added tax. So what is going to be the price now after we have added this tax? Our price is going to be what? We had previously 22 Rand. But we must add this tax, which is what? 3,08. It is the amount that is added, that percentage there that you calculate, it must be added to the original amount that was supposed to be there. You were supposed to buy something at 22 Rand, but because of that tax, they put that amount on top. So you must add it. So that's 22 plus 3.06. You can even use a calculator, or you can just simplify 22 plus 3.08. All right, so that was going to give us what? 25.08. So this is it, just like that. This is our price after we have added the tax, when the tax is included in that part. So just like that, you are done. On question number 3, which is the part of your integers, calculate the following and show all steps. 3.1, we're given negative 23 minus 18. Remember, negative to a negative will give us what? Will give us a plus. If it is a plus to a plus again, when the signs are the same, it will give us again a plus. A plus and a minus will give us a minus. If the signs are different, you will get what? A minus at the end. So this is our condition here. Minus, minus, they are the same. So that's a plus. So it was going to give us what? Negative 23 plus 18. Negative 23 plus 18. Which is same as 18 minus 23. Remember, you are, when it is like this, 18 minus 23, you might understand me this way. 18 minus 23. We are subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number. So our answer must carry a negative. So you subtract 23 minus 18 as usual. 23 minus 18 is 5, but you must carry a negative there. But once you show these guys, use your calculator. If you're not sure, just use your calculator. You get the same answer. You get the same answers there. Do not even worry about that. All right. So another part of 3.2, we are given there 2 into this bracket. There's a bracket. So simplify what is inside the bracket. So that's 2 into what? Inside the bracket, we can add the first 8 plus this 4. 8 plus 4, which is 12. Then we subtract this 3. So 12 minus 3, that is what? 9. So inside the bracket, you're going to get a 9. 2 times 9. And what is 2 times 9? That is 18. All right. So you can simplify that way, as easy as that. Another part that we are given 3.3, that's 3 to the exponent of 3. 3 is multiplying itself 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3, that is 9. 9 times 3, that is what? 27. So this was going to give us 27, or you can use your calculator to simplify that. All right, plus 4 squared. 4 squared means 4 times 4. 4 squared. 4 times 4, which is what? 16. Minus 5 squared. 5 times 5, which is 25. So you're going to add according to your board mass. There's addition there. So let's start by adding. Like I said, guys, on these numbers, you can even use our calculators there. 27 plus 16 is going to give us what? 43. So that's 43 minus what? 25. So subtracting this, 43 minus 25 like this was going to give us what? 18. So this is it. You are done. You are done, just like that. So let us consider another part, the square root of 9 plus 16. So as you can see, everything is affected there by the square root. The square root of 9 plus 16. Then whatever that you're going to get must be added 7 here. All right, plus 16. Then we must have a plus 7. So simplify this part under the square root. 9 plus 16 is under the square root. This one. This is the only part that is under the square root. 9 and what? 16. So add those numbers together. That is 9 plus 16, which is what? 25. Plus a 7. What is the square root of 25? 5 times 5 gives us what? 25. So that is 5. Plus what? A 7. So you can add 5 plus 7, which is what? Which is 12. Just like that. So you can even use your calculator to prove that. The calculator is there, guys. Just use your calculator here. The square root of what? 9 plus 16. You just want to prove to see if your answer is correct. Then you move aside plus a 7 like this. Our answer is 12. Exactly what we have here. Exactly this. So you can just use your calculator to prove. All right. Another part that we are given was this negative 6. So we can even simplify, guys. That is negative 6 plus. There's a bracket here, so multiply. So it was going to be negative 6. 3 times negative bracket 3 times negative 4. That is negative 12. Then here you multiply again. minus 3 times 4, that's negative 12, as it is like this. Everything over what? We add these two. This is a bracket, 2 plus 3, which is a 5. In a bracket like this, there's another bracket of what? A negative 3 like this. Remember, a bracket to a bracket means multiplication. You are going to multiply here. So the numerator, just simplify, collect your like terms. Combine these numbers together. Can even use your calculator or just combine minus 6, minus 12, that's minus 18. Then minus 18 minus 12, what are we going to have? Which is what? Minus 30. Or you can use your calculator there, minus 6 minus 12 minus 12 like this, minus 30. So that's minus 30 over what? 5 times negative 3, which is what? Negative 15. So we have got negative and the negative. This can cancel. 30 divided by 15, that's a 2. You can even use your calculator there. You are done. Just like that. So 4.1 we are given, all right? This is on the common fractions, all right? So this is what we have on 4.1. Calculate. Remember, we had a condition like this where there's a division. So it simply means 10 is same as 10 over 1 as it is this one. But once you have a division, you remove that division by what? A multiplication. Then you interchange the second fraction. So 8 will be on top, 5 in the denominator like this. So it means we can simplify it further. We can cancel 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 10, that's a 2. So we can multiply the numerators together. These ones, they are only multiplied together. 2 times 8, which is 16 over 1 times 1, which is 1. So 16 divided by 1 is what? Is 16. So this is it. Just like that. 4.2, simplify the square root of this. So we separate as it is square root of 25, which is 5. The square root of 49, which is what? A 7. Or you can just use your calculator there. All right. Simplify. Okay, this one you can also write plus or minus. It's fine because it depends with the topic, the section that you're under. You can even write plus or minus, or you can just ignore that one. It's fine as it is. All right. Simplify on 4.3. There is a cube root there. So it's the cube root of 8 over 27 plus 1 over 2 to the exponent of 2 or to the power of 2. All right, so here you must find the cube root of each. The cube root of 27, the cube root of this 8 as it is, which is 3, which is 2. This one is supposed to give us a 2. The cube root of 27, that's a 3, this one. Or you can even use your calculator like this. The cube root, that's shift, you go to this square root, this one, it shows us the cube root there. So that's 8 over what? 27. As you can see, that's 2 over 3, right? Plus, this one is being raised to the power of 2, meaning to say everything must be affected by power of 2. 1 to the power of 2, which is 1. 2 to the power of 2, which is what? Which is 4. So you can add this together. We can have the same denominator. In this case, there is a 3. Here there's a 4. So you interchange these denominators, all right? So you're going to multiply by what? By 4 over 4. The 4, you take it this side. The 3, you take it this side. So it will be what? 3 over 3. So this is how you can simply evaluate this. 4 times 2, that is 8 over what? 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 1 times 3, which is 3 over 4 times 3, which is 12. Since the denominators are the same, we know that we can simply what? Add the numerators together. So it is going to be 8 plus 3 over what? Over 12. So 8 plus 3, that is 11 over what? Over 12, like that. So this is what you're going to have at the end. So I don't know, guys, a simplification differs with the way that you understand so many ways. So many ways. But the questions can be given in this manner. Determine The percentage decrease. Remember, there was another question where there was an increase. If we are to consider the first part that we had, there was an increase here. This one, calculate the percentage increase. Same concept, meaning to say here we are going to sell something at a lower price. If the chocolate that costs 10 Rand is marked down to 7, there's a decrease there. So what is the decrease first? Our decrease is what? From 10 to 7, what is our decrease? We subtract 10 minus 7, which is what? 3. So there's a decrease of 3 Rand. So meaning to say, we are going to be talking of the percentage decrease since there is a decrease which happened. What is our decrease? 3 Rand over what? Our buying price as it was. 10 as it was times what? As a percentage, 100%. So that's it. You can have this as a percentage. So this one and this one was going to cancel. 3 times 10, which is what? 30%, or you can use your calculator to simplify that one, just like that. So these are the questions, guys, just basic questions. Decimal fractions on another section with 9 marks. Calculate 5.1, 0.12 times 0.06. All right. We neglected that on the first question because it was a multiple choice, and I said you can just use direct your calculator, but this one we need to show our working. So 5.1, that's 0.12 times this is 0.06, like this. All right. So as we can see, the multiplication there also depends, guys, with how you've been taught. But in our simplification, as you can see, we do not have anything here. That's a 0 there. So you can simply multiply direct as it is. 6 times 2, which is what? Which is 12. We put the 1 aside. 6 times 1, that's a 6. Plus this one, we must add that one, this one. So 6 plus 1 is going to be a 7. 6 times this 0 here, that's what? That's a 0. All right, there's nothing there. So how many decimal places are we supposed to have? We count these decimals after the comma 1. As we can see, you're supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4 after the comma. You're supposed to have 4 decimals after the comma. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We are supposed to put another 0, so that is supposed to be like this, 0,0072. We must have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals after the comma. So that is it, just like that. So you can even use your calculator to verify. This one, you're not supposed to get a wrong answer because the calculator is there to give you the correct answer to see whatever that you have done is correct or not. 0.12 times 0.06. You have the answer there. Change that. It's what? This is the answer. Exactly what we have. All right. So this is it. 5.2, divide this 0.064 over what? 0.4. I have 1 decimal after the comma. I can get rid of that decimal by multiplying by 10. 1, I multiply by 10. If there are 2, 100. If there are 3, 1,000. If there are 4, just like that. So there I only have 1. So I multiply by 10 over a 10. Multiplying by 10 simply means I'm just going to move the comma to the right. Right? So it's going to be 0.064. So it's going to be 0.64, I mean. Or just use your calculator there. All right? Over what? 0.4 times 10 again. Just going to get rid of this, so it will be 4. So now we can divide because we've got a whole number. So we can divide 4 into 0. That's a 0.4 into 6 into this 6. That's 1. And we have a remainder of a 2. So we put the 2 on the next value there. So that's 24 divided by 4, which is what? Which is 6. So this is what we have. You're supposed to be very careful. Use your calculator as well to prove that. 0, what? That's 0.064 divided by 0.4. which is what? This one, 0.16, as you can see. So that is it. You've got free marks there. These are free marks. All right, 0.7 to the exponent of 3, 0.7 to the exponent of 3. So as long you know 7 to the exponent of 3, 7 times 7 times 7 to the exponent of 3 like this is what? 343. As long you know that is 343. As long you know this. Therefore, you can simplify this because you know that on 343, there are supposed to be how many zeros? It's 0.7 times 0.7 times 0.7 like this. So how many digits, how many decimals that we are supposed to have? 1, 2, 3, which is exactly that we have 1, 2, 3. So we are supposed to have this as what? 0 comma like that. So you're supposed to have 3 decimals after the comma, 3 decimal places. That is the condition. So you're not supposed to lose these marks. The calculator is there, 0.7 to the power of what? Of 3. You can get that as it is. Look, same answer. All right, we talked about this part of a square root. Remember, I think it was question number 1, the square root of a certain number. So it is the square root of 0.16. I do not know, guys, the way that you have been taught on how to determine the square root. There are different ways. I said you can have this as a decimal, which is the square root of 16 over what? I have got 2 decimals. So meaning say it's going to be over 100. Because I know I can simplify the square root of 16, it is 4. The square root of 100, which is 10. So 4 divided by 10 is going to be what? 0.4. Or just use your calculator to verify that. With any way that you've been taught, you're supposed to have the same answers. We are supposed to have same answers. So this is it. This is how your test can be like out of 50. Basic questions. Basic. So do revise all sections that you have in your term 1. It's only that it's unfortunate, guys, we did not work on those sections, but there are so many others outside there that you can go through their videos to make sure that you understand the topics for your term 1. So this is it, guys, just like that. Do revise. Make sure you go through each and every section as it is. Each and every section as it is. So we are going to meet again, guys, preparing for our term 2. Like I said, our topics are already there for our term 2. So it is up to you as an individual. When are you going to start working on your preparations? As you see, term 1, it was a lot. What about term 2? Because term 2, it consists of every topics that you did, all the topics that you did in term 1, and also those topics that you did in term 2. So you see that it's a lot. So make sure that you go through each and every section. So that's it, guys. Till we meet again.